recommend just on an individual basis, just because we want to find out the person's motion abilities, the height of their bed or their couch, or what they're going to be using it for, and we just will cut each piece to fit, and we have some trial pieces or bed rails that aren't glued, so we can just pull it apart and add pieces and say, okay, will this do, and then we trial it, and this makes it just for easy transporting and keeping in a closet when you don't need it. If you have a queen size or a twin and you don't quite need the length, and it just gives it some more stability, and we just excuse me. Thank you, Rita.
Yep.
So do you just leave it in your bed and leave it
I
together?
just leave it there. I don't have such long legs. My legs are just a little bit longer than this.
Okay.
Because I had trouble when I had this home to try. I couldn't hold my mattress up by myself and get that under there.
Right.
So I asked her, just because this seemed to come loose sometimes, so I asked her to add a little bit to that.
Okay.
And then we adjusted this up a little bit because I have a pillow top.
Okay.
So this was up just a little bit so that I didn't really have to push against the mattress. It was workable, but it's much better now with that there's a little spacer to get your hand around.
Okay.
And
Sometimes you grab it here, sometimes here.
yeah, we could have those.
So this is on the side of the bed?
Yes, this would go under the
Yeah.
bed, about where the pillow is. That's where I have mine, up high, about where the pillow is. So that when I turn over, I can just grab it.
Is it on one side or two sides?
Just one I have. I would guess that it could be adapted
It
either
could
way.
be, yeah, yeah.
But I have a queen bed, so, and with this, my right arm is the one that I need to
Weaker.
use less,
Okay.
so I just need the one side.
Yeah, if you needed both sides of, we did have a situation where a twin mattress, a gal, would benefit from turning and rolling to each side, and we had talked about adding one of these over to this side as well, so as she was turning, just to help her turn, it wasn't to keep her in bed, it was just to help her with
Right.
positioning and turning.
Okay.
And yeah, and then individually, if one side is limits versus the other, we might have had one, maybe the left or the right side of the bed, maybe a longer rail or a higher rail, and
Okay.
you suit it to fit the person
Right.
doing the task. Instead of fitting the whole task to the, making the person adjust.
And like you
Yeah.
said, like when you make these at home, like do you just take the pipes and you cut them right in your garage type thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, or we'll go into the person's, if they're in an apartment complex and have a garage, we'll go out to the garage. Because the fumes are a bit
then-
smelly. So we, keep that in safety in mind.
Yeah. And you can make adjustments right there, pretty much on the spot.
Yep, right on the spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Neat. How much time does it actually take to make one?
I would say if you start from scratch with just the PVC pipes, and depending, if you do a real exact, tape measurements and whatnot, it'd be about half an hour, maybe tops.